This is the Star newspaper, and I am going to analyse the layout. This is the first newspaper that I am going to talk about. I am going to start off talking about the front cover of this newspaper, as it is where the reader's eyes get drawn to first. This is where the Star logo appears, near the masthead of the newspaper. The Star symbol is an easy feature that makes the newspaper easy to recognise. The masthead of the newspaper is usually very big. It is bright red as well as being bold. This helps the reader to recognise the local newspaper. The newspaper also shows its website address. It is fairly small but big enough so the reader can see it when it is up close. At the top left of the newspaper, it shows the date that the newspaper was published, as well as being released to sell that day. You can also see that the newspaper was fairly recent, as it was published a few months ago, and it was from this year. You can see that the competition banner is quite big and bright, with a navy blue colour in the background. In the foreground there is some text in various sizes. There is also the images of the people that present the show, and obviously there is the Stig. There is also a half story that is an inside scoop of the Lacey's incident. The main headline for this newspaper is very big, bold, and all the text is in capital letters, so that it creates more of an impact. This is where the subheading is. It doesn't make a big impact as a headline, but it does explain a little bit more. This is where the strapline is, and it tells the reader of what the article is going to be about in the form of a short summary. There are 3 columns on this front cover of this newspaper. The caption is on the photograph part of the article, and it is fairly small, and the text is coloured in white. There is a rule of area that usually tells the reader that this is the end of the story, as well as separating all the stories on the front page. There is also an advert that is at the bottom of the page, as it advertises the brand as well as the newspaper, making money for placing that ad in their newspaper. This is page 2 of the newspaper. The date is published at the very top of the page. The rule of line shows the reader that the article is about to begin. The website address is shown again at the top of the page, so the reader can find extra information about the article. The subheading is smaller than the main heading. The main headline is what the reader focuses on first, as their eyes get drawn to it. The address of the newspaper company is published near the top of the page. The byline is small and not many people pay that much attention to it. The weather column on the newspaper tells the readers their prediction of the weather for the following week. This is another story on page 2. This is another strapline, as it indicates to the reader that this is a different story. The national weather is shown on the left-hand side of the page. The rule of line indicates that this is the end of the story. This is the last story on the page, and the headline is big. There are 4 columns in this section of the newspaper.